for this. Oh God. Well, people stop in the middle of the... Oh no. Oh no. Too early for a face reveal, I swear. Anyway. Right, so I was actually promising the chulha. I was promising him a little story about he previous comment on the little video. Is this my purpose now? So this is this video most likely be 2 stories in one. Might as well upload it. It should be well, it's just storytelling really and truly at this point. So wow, this could be visually it could be a slightly boring video. Let me just see if I could point this back up. Okay, so if anything you'll see behind me. Most likely the phone will keep falling because the road rough tickets, you know, and look as I fucking see it. I'll most likely have to prop this thing with the next thing to make it work properly. Let's see about that. Should be okay, I think. Hopefully. I mean, most likely the comments incoming will be like nice headliner. But anyway, right. So back to what I was supposed to start off, because you know me, I just go on tangents all the time. About the Vennies. So while I was on board, I could say that I was lucky enough to, you know, get the job for the experience. I was an unpaid intern. That is just little information here and there. So normally, you know, when they say is real hours, well, real whatever hours, I wouldn't say they would. It's not like I monetized or anything, but I just don't really fuck way. So my shift as an intern, I was working midday to midnight, and that was a little hard to get used to, but I mean, I ended up doing it for however long. I actually forget. And this fucking thing falling again. I can leave it there by the time. So when the night come and you know the entire bridge dark, and the bridge is pretty much the control room where you control the ship and you can monitor vitals and look at the radar and all this sort of stuff. When we was up there in the night and you know we are doing nothing, if we on standby or whatever, like next to the rig or just using the autopilot to cruise back and forth to Trinidad or whatever. So we had I won't mention the guy name. Is a specific odd name to me, so I'll get it. So he was asking, we just talking about different stuff, and well, we talking about the Venezuelans and them coming to Trinidad, and you know we talking about, like, you know, I mean, it could be real hard for us to help them, but it's like a humanitarian effort, so we have to, well, in a sense we should do it. And well, in this case we wouldn't expect any sort of return, because like a charity now, you're helping these people, because what are they running from? I know it could be incredibly difficult and it's not necessarily the best thing to do, but you know, it may very well just be the right thing to do. So then he's saying, yeah, look on board here, we could help them out. So I was like, what do you mean? He started talking about it when he's coming on board, and might as well have 2-3 of them come and stay on the bridge only. We could be happy to have them on the bridge, and on the bridge only because we're not willing to share. So well, of course I'll laugh and say, oh God, boy, don't talk like that, man. So lo and behold, the fire alarm gone off. So the fire alarm gone off, and you know, well, me first time being on the boat and whatever, I don't know how to really process that, but it seemed to be a false alarm. So within a few minutes they silence it and they diagnose the problem and see what was the problem. Wow, this person making a real risky overtake anyway. But it's not like you could see. So anyway, the fire alarm going off. So as the night after, we approaching midnight, and the topic of Venezuelans coming on board again. And the next guy come, he working the midnight to midday shift on the bridge. And so the first guy end up mentioning to him, it's like, well, we talked to we boy here, Fred, and we asking about getting some Vennies on board. What do you think about that? And the other guy, he laugh and he agree, but then the first guy say, well, how you just be volunteering your room and thing for anybody coming on board, anybody you take a fancy to. So we get first preference up here, because we talk about it, especially for fixing that phone really wouldn't help me now. So yeah, so we talking about Vennies again, and the fire alarm going off a second time. Second time the fire alarm going off, around the same time too. So then we figure, talking about Vennies was setting off the fire alarm. Now of course that's just a fucking joke, but a third night come around, and pretty much the same fucking scenario happen, and the same fire alarm going off, and it's like, hey, what now? We can't be talking about the viewer on board here, because that fire alarm will keep going off. But well, sorry for beating around the bush as much, and maybe the story wasn't as funny, but yeah, I mean, I thought it was funny, so I said I might as well share the story regardless. For my boy the chula. And yeah. So the second story I'm gonna share, this one was my general beginning of acclimatizing to the vessel, because the first time I going on a vessel, like for more than 13 hours, something like that was like the longest from before. It was real strange. You're walking around and the boat shaking, so you always had to hold something, and you're getting rocked to sleep pretty much on your bed, but also sometimes you get hit a rough patch and like you hit the wall, or you almost fall off the bed or something like that. But and well, on the bridge could be the highest point in the vessel where anybody could stay for an extended period of time, and they will be the worst case of rocking, because from the main deck, it could be the lowest amount of rocking, because that's pretty much the pivot point for the swaying and so on. If you're in the engine room, you're going lower, but you'll feel a little more rocking. But then on the bridge now, you'll be, well, about, you could say 3 floors up, there's 3 decks up, whatever. On the bridge, it was swaying, but I wasn't getting sick. So then now when I had to share my time between the bridge and the engine room, wow, these people driving like real asshole on this road, man. When I had to share my time between the bridge and the engine room, I gone on in the engine room, and it have a particular system on board called the DP. DP stands for dynamic positioning, and pretty much when that online, you could pretty much put in a coordinate or put in a position for the boat to be in, and the boat will stay in that position regardless. It will have all the systems running, the both main engines, the thrusters on the bow and the stern, and it will just keep that position. It have a surge value, it have a sway value, and then it have a heading value. So all of that will be put in place, and the boat will have all these systems online to keep that one solitary position. Good stuff when you had to park up next to a rig and whatever, but it, in a sense, if you abuse the DP, it's like you don't have mechanical mercy for the boat, because everything online, and like it just everything overboard and working overtime to keep that one position. So when the DP online, the engine room is one of the most undesirable places to be on the vessel, that you could still in a sense safely working. And let me see if I can overtake this man. Yeah, so I was down there in the engine room when DP was online, and lo and behold, like, you know, the heat would have been increased, the exhaust fumes was increased, the fucking how in there so hot and the ventilation could only do so much. The air would have been much thinner, so breathing there would have been hard in general, but also you have fumes to breathe into. So all these fumes and then coming in now, and that is when I fucking get sick, boy. I get sick, my head started to hurt, I started to feel real weak. I tell the engineer I need to leave right now. I gone up and he said go take some fresh air on the deck. So I say right. And then if it really was associated with seasickness, I say alright, I'll look out at the horizon so I wouldn't get any kind of motion sickness, because my eyes trying to keep track of the moving water and watching the boat swaying or anything like that. That would be a bad idea in times of sickness. So I did on the deck, and one of the ABs mean able body, he was working as a deckhand. He started talking about, oh, you know, when I on the boat up till now I just get sick, I just always get sick and vomit. And it's like, dog, what the fuck, this not fucking helping me. Don't talk about all that. It's like I just sit down there sick, trying to catch myself, and this man, yeah boy, vomiting, boy. When you had I always getting sick and vomit, and I vomit my life out, and I was like, what the fuck? And I asked him, I say, where's the best place to vomit? He say, wait a minute, you had a vomit now? I say, well, yeah, I mean, I'm sick. So he said, go by the side now, go either starboard or port, just lean over and vomit out in the water. Don't vomit on the deck, we had to clean that. So I say, me trying to be considerate, me want to vomit on the people deck and things like that. I say, alright. I started to walk by the side there, and then the engineer come back out and he's like, no, don't vomit out there, come, go in the toilet. Man, it's like, oh God, just somebody give me a break. Where to fucking vomit? Don't vomit on the deck, don't vomit off, don't vomit in the garbage can. It's like, and then I had to walk back inside now, and then it's like, as I see that toilet, well, you know, you could guess the rest. I vomit. Hey, that was real fucking shit, yes. I vomit, and it's like, oh God. All what I eat for breakfast, well, I say in breakfast, but it's lunchtime now, because that is the midday shift. All what I had, it vomit out, and everything gone. Everything. And then the same AB who wants to fucking talk about he always getting sick. He say ginger tea does help you plenty. So I say, alright, you know, I hear that in a documentary before about ginger in general does help with seasickness and all this other thing. He put a tea bag for ginger tea, but also he grate a sort of ginger in the cup and he put it in the tea. That ginger even properly heat up. So then I drink in this thing and it's like a strong, astringent kind of fucking ginger flavor coming out. And boy, I started to get even more sick. Yes, I said, God, I didn't realize I vomit out everything and now I had to vomit again. And lo and behold, even more thing come up. And well, I had beetroot turning for well, I guess you could say lunch. So previously everything come up purple. And then I see something orange start to come up. I say, what do you want on this orange? What orange? What was orange? I eat fucking provision. I eat beet. I just eat real simple stuff to consume. I didn't want to eat anything spicy or whatever, but Lord have fucking mercy. That ginger tea, like it sent me vomiting again. So I end up taking about an hour. I eat some cricks, you know, because vital supplies, why the fuck not? I drink some Lucozade and I drink some electrolyte drink. I can't remember what it was, some kind of Mexican pack thing, because they have kind of off-brand inside that boat anyhow I take it. And I just relax for about an hour to catch myself. But I mean, I get through it. It was just like real low energy for the rest of the day, but that was real hard. Real hard, yes. But that was just the second day, and then for the rest of the days, I was good. I was normal. Like, I think I can make it. So I would recommend boat work to anybody who have enough stamina for about 2 or 3 days with sickness, and like you gotta try to get accustomed to a boat shaking, the ground shaking. Well, I say ground, the floor beneath your feet. It's not stable, and you're hearing all kind of old noise all the time, and this, that, the next. But I mean, if you could and you're able to, I recommend it. Just it's a good job. I hope I can get a next chance to go back, because I come back on land to do some shit for school, and well, that cut my time day short. So oh well. But anyway, if you make it this far in the video, well, I have to say thank you very much for, well, mostly listening, because I mean, what the fuck, you're watching the back seat because the fucking phone won't stay put. I had to figure out something. I was using I didn't get to buy anything to mount the phone on like the dashboard or the windscreen or anything like that. I using the little pocket on top to, like, normally hold glasses and stuff with now. As I could use that to hold the phone. I say I might as well get this video out as soon as possible for my boy Chula. But also anybody who was, you know, generally curious about my time on the vessel and stuff like that. So anyway, I reached the highway there, so have a good day, and well, I gotta hopefully upload a little more often than this. Alright, bye bye.